Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 on the Cobra Island, or revisiting Cobra Island of the G.I.JOE classified series. Um, as you all know from previous video, previous video, if you guys saw it, Cobra Island was a Target exclusive figure line, and we got some pretty good figures out of the line, but since it was Target, it was very difficult to find a lot of these figures in stores. Your best option was buying them online. Today I'll be taking a look at, or we all will be taking a look at, Cobra Island, the G.I. Joe team, the Joe team. We got 4 figures, these being another version of Roadblock, Beachhead, Barbecue, and Breaker. We only got 4 for the Joe team, whereas with Cobra, the Cobra team, we got 5, but that was 3 main bad guys and then 2 troopers. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you watch the video and enjoy. Let's take a closer look at these figures and all their accessories. First, we're going to start off with what I assume to be the most underwhelming figure. I would say, I mean, not necessarily I like the look of it, but this is, at this point, I think we all wanted new members to the team, and instead we got another version of Roadblock, and I think this is the only figure that came with very little accessories. He came with the huge railgun, LMG type gun, and his glasses are removable, and that's it. That's all he came with, and well, I can see why people were kind of disappointed by the figure. It was just another Roadblock we didn't need. But I like how he looks. I like it better than the first release they made. So he was my main Roadblock for the display for a while. He has a bearded look, which is a lot better. I mean, the face sculpt is a lot better than the first release that we got. But yeah, he looks nice. A lot of people took this figure and are using it as heavy duty instead, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, heavy duty is Roblox's cousin or something like that. But yeah, he has more of a heavy duty look to him rather than Roadblock, and I'll maybe find some images to show you guys and compare it, like from the comics or cartoon or something, the differences between Roadblock and Heavy Duty. But yeah, that is the first figure we have here. Overall, he was decent, not a lot of accessories, that's a bummer, but he looks nice overall. Next we have Beachhead. He came out around, I think he came out with Roadblock. They came out at the same time, and I think from Cobra's side it was Baroness and the Cobra Trooper. But here we have Beachhead. Very iconic look to him. Resembles the classic look a bit more, except for the pants. I believe originally the pants had more of a pattern on them. But that's nothing too crazy, or nothing that I'm necessarily upset about. So there's a lot of going on with Beachhead in terms of different variants, I guess, that people were finding. We had a Blue Eyes Beachhead version. We had a what is it, Brown Eyes, or like Hazel, I don't know what people were calling it. And then I think we had Green Eyes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure. I know I have the Blue Eyes version and I think it was a more recent re-release, which was the Hazel Eyes. So I have those two versions. In terms of accessories, he came with a lot of plastic weapons. They're just like molded green plastic guns. It was a weird like assault rifle um, gun, I guess, machine gun. He has a knife, a pistol. He came with a backpack, which resembles his old classic backpack, and as well as a beret. But overall, I think this was one of the better figures we got from Cobra Island. And Beachhead is a very iconic character, so everyone was going after him, and he was a tough one to find as well. We are now going to take a look at barbecue. No, not the food item, but that is his code name, barbecue. And this was one of my favorite figures that came out and was instantly at the top of my list. But, well, not but you know, the Joe team seems to be releasing a lot of great figures on top of another, like release after release. They just keep getting better and better. But back to barbecue. In terms of accessories, we get two axes, a small one which can holster onto his right leg, and then a bigger axe which can hang up from his backpack piece. And that's another accessory that comes with it. It's this backpack, and it has some nice decals on it. And he comes with his torch, which connects with a little, not bendable but pretty pliable like hose kind of thing. It plugs into the backpack as well, and then to the gun, and he is ready to burn some Cobra troopers up. The reason he stands out, I mean, obviously he's orange, and that's just a different color tone when it comes to the Joe team. Yeah, I mean, I like his sculpt. I like everything about him. The only thing I would complain about is the orange plastic that they use for figures. I don't know why, but when it comes to um, the hip articulation where the legs are, the ball joints, they're not very sturdy, or they're very pliable, and so I have stress marks down there, and I've been more afraid to move him around as of recently, so I want to get a new one just in case. But it was the same thing with the recent Alley Vipers. But anyway, that is barbecue, and yeah, he's a very nice figure to have. Finally, we have Breaker, and Breaker, I think, was the last Joe for Cobra Island, I think, or maybe that was barbecue, I'm not too sure. But Breaker came with the Ram Cycle. There you go, that's the name. So we get another bike, another vehicle in Cobra Island, and overall, Breaker is a very nice looking figure. He's very classic looking in all his green. No accessories for him. He just comes with his removable helmet, which is nice. You'll probably see that he has a holster on him, but I added that from extra snake eyes I had laying around. The bike itself is very nicely sculpted, and it comes with that huge LMG, which we saw again with heavy artillery roadblock. And it connects onto the bike, and you can also remove it and have that kind of display. There's a lot of stickers on the bike. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, he doesn't come with a lot of accessories. He's a nice sculpt. His head sculpt is one of the main draws of this figure. But yeah, he looks nice. He looks good in the display, and he's another Joe member that we all needed, and almost every Joe fan needs for the Classified series. So yeah, that about wraps everything up for G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island part 2, and we looked at the Joe team in this video. Overall, I would say Cobra Island was a disappointment when it came to distribution and the stock issues with this figure line, but we did get a lot of great characters and a lot of great sculpts, a lot of accessories with each figure, which is highly appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I would say that it was a bit too early to try exclusives, and especially having important characters within this exclusive line like Baroness and Beachhead. Those are well-known characters that you need to have. So I think that was a big mistake on Hasbro's part. Um, I'll be showing off the box art like I did from last video, which is sort of a pan up shot and then just having them in the background like the previous video. Which is something I forgot to talk about in the previous video, but I always say this in my reviews, and pretty much every box art we've had for the Classified line I've really enjoyed looking at. They're very creative and unique. Each, I guess, box art is from different artists from what I know of. You'll get the same artist here and there, but for the most part I think Hasbro contracts different people to do the box art, which is very neat. And for this line, we got some pretty good box art, not gonna lie. But yeah, I think this will conclude the revisiting Cobra Island. I mean, not series, but I mean, this is a part 2, so I guess that makes it a series. So yeah, make sure to leave a like, consider subscribing if you enjoy this sort of content. Leave a comment below saying what you thought about Cobra Island and your struggles with this figure line. I should be getting maybe the Blue Ninjas in a while, so maybe there'll be a review. I mean, not maybe, I will make a review. It's just I need to get them in hand first. But yeah, this concludes this video, and you all have a great day.